Hello and welcome to Yin Class 2. So you may have done Class 1 or you may not. It doesn't really matter if you haven't done Class 1. So Yin Yoga is the held poses for we're going to be doing 3 minutes each pose. I give you the pose, I give you the length of time. You have to get to your edge, your point where you can really feel you're doing it, the Goldilocks, sort of 97–96% of what you could do. But there are modifications for every move. So please work within your physical limitations, your history of your medical conditions or operations or broken bones. So we're going to start off, I'll talk all the way through it. So we're going to start off in resting pose. So in resting pose, I'll demonstrate every pose before we do it and its options. So you don't need to get into it yet unless you know it and you want to get a head start. Resting pose. Lying down flat on the ground, feet about mat width apart. If you haven't got a mat, it doesn't matter. I do yin just on the carpet loads of times. Some postures you have to be a bit more careful, but most of them not. So feet about mat width apart and the knees drop in. So you can see I've got an angle of my thighs, arms down by the side. Now your head, it might be that you need a pillow under your head to feel more comfortable. Or it might mean you're quite comfortable without one. If you feel you need some props, before you start is the time to get props. Props that you might need for this class. You might need a strap. It doesn't have to be a yoga strap, any length of material. What works quite well is men's ties. Just don't use their really good ties. Make sure that you use an old tie. Or a yoga strap. They're very cheap, about £3 I think, if you wanted one of them. Just ordinary cushions work well. Blankets are quite useful because you can make them whatever shape or size you want. Yoga blocks. We're not going to be using any today, but for future classes it might be nice to get a yoga block. I've obviously got quite a selection of different yoga bolsters, but you can really get by with what you can find in your house. So, if you'd like to get yourself into resting pose, into the first pose, so lying yourself down, feet about mat width apart and drop your knees together. So start off with, take a nice deep breath in through your nose and we're going to sigh out through your mouth 3 times. So if you're ready, nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Once more, in through the nose, deep breath in. Out through the mouth. One more time, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now allowing your lips to just be gently shut and shut your eyes. In Yin Yoga, we're focusing on the sensations in our bodies. So if you have your eyes shut, it helps stop the stimulus from vision from interrupting your ability to focus on your own body. So I'm going to just give you a nice little relaxation to start off with. So take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Bring your awareness to your feet and toes and curl your feet and toes up. All the muscles of your feet really tight. And as you breathe out, just release. And with your next conscious in-breath, tightening your calves, your knees, your thighs, tight as you can, really tight. And as you're breathing out, release. On your next in-breath, suck your belly in and push your lower back into the ground. And as you breathe out, let the tension go. Make little fists with your hands and bend your arms slightly. And as you breathe in, as if someone's trying to straighten your arms, don't let them, resist, tight. And as you breathe out, relax. Draw your shoulder blades together at the back. So puffing the chest up, your chest will come up, trying to get the shoulder blades to meet at the spine as you're breathing in, and as you're breathing out, just release. Breathe in, scrunch your shoulders right up to your ears. Breathe out and release. Make a face, screw your face up, get all the muscles to meet at your nose. So screw your face up tight, breathe out and release. Bring your awareness to your breath without seeking to control it, just observing your breath. What's it like? Is it soft? and gentle? Is it jagged? Is it smooth and long? Or is it short and choppy? Just observing your breath, not trying to control it, just observing your breath. Notice the movement in your belly. Bring your hands to your belly, just below your belly button, just elbows resting on the mat and your hands on your belly, and just feel your belly rise and fall. So without trying to control it, just feeling the breath moving in your belly. Up and down, rise and fall. And slide your hands up to your ribs. So your hands are resting around the lower part of your ribs, and feel your ribs expanding with every breath in and every breath out. And slide your hands up to your breastbone, beneath your collarbone. Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling the breastbone rise and fall. Move your hands to wherever's comfortable, resting by the side. And observe the breaths. Note where they start. They're starting in your belly. Allowing your tongue to rest in the roof of your mouth, lips barely touching, eyes gently shut. Cheeks and jaw soft. Feeling the breath. Straighten both of your legs out. And now draw your right knee into your chest. So you can stay lying on your back, eyes shut. Just draw your right knee into your chest. So this is where you're trying to find your first edge. So you're drawing your knee, and it might be that it's more comfortable for you to hold behind your thigh, or it might be you put your hands just below your knee on your shin bone. And what you're going to find is your first edge, your first point of resistance, your 96–97%. There are two things that will restrict how far you can go into a posture. One is tension and the other is compression. So it may be that the outside of the bend is where the tension is, and it may be in this posture your knee just doesn't bend that far, or your hips don't move that far. Remember, this is your yoga, this is your practice, it's where you get to. Don't compare yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself to yourself some years before or to anybody else. It's your yoga, it's your yin, it's your edge. It may be compression. It may be that flesh meets flesh or bone meets bone. So just observing in this posture, is it tension or compression where you've met your edge? Now inviting you to bring your awareness back to that breath. Notice the tip of your nose. Feel the air as you breathe in cool. And notice the air as you breathe out warm. And as you breathe in, track the breath. How far in your nose and down your throat, the back of your mouth, can you feel your breath? Just feeling the breath entering your body and leaving your body at your nose. Lips gently shut, tongue at the roof of the mouth. And bring your awareness to the pause just before you breathe in and just before you breathe out. There's a natural pause. So for the next few breaths, just be observing the pause, not the breath in and out, but the pause between your breath. then bringing your awareness back to the tip of your nose, feeling the breath cool as it goes in and warm as it goes out. And when you hear the gong go, releasing that leg and stretching it out next to your other leg, and notice the difference in length. The right leg will feel longer, and if anyone was looking at it, it will be longer because the muscles have released the hold and the leg is actually longer. So just explore the sensations of release in this posture. Notice how your right leg feels now you've let go. And now draw in your left knee. And the first thing to notice is the difference between the left and the right. Does it get to the same depth or not? Can you put your hands over your shin, or do you have your hands behind your thigh? And without judgment, just accepting where this leg has got to. Your edge in this posture, your point of resistance. Feel how different this leg feels from the other leg. And now inviting you to listen to the furthest away sounds you can hear. Draw your sense of hearing as far away as you can. Explore each sound without story or name. And bring your awareness of hearing closer to you, to the room you're in, the sounds within the room. And then draw your sense of hearing into your own body. Listen to your breath. Maybe you can hear your tummy gurgling, saliva as you swallow. Some people hear their own heartbeat. So listening to your own body, the sounds of your body. So it's said that yin yoga is as near to the intention of the yoga that we normally associate the very active classes, because yoga was originally intended to prepare you for meditation. So sitting in discomfort and focusing on the breath, on the sounds. Meditation isn't about clearing all thoughts. We can't clear all our thoughts. What we can do is stop them from controlling us. We can't control them. So it's learning to listen to your body and accept the thoughts as they come and go. A very wise person once said, don't underestimate the value of doing nothing, of just going along, listening to all the things you can't hear and not bothering. That was the wise Winnie the Pooh. And remembering you're exactly where you should be right now. Nowhere else to go, nothing else to do. But to relax and find your edge in your posture. When the gong goes, stretch out that leg and just see how the legs feel. Notice how they feel. And then bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And I'm going to demonstrate the next posture because there are quite a few options for it. The next posture is known as half dragonfly. So what we do is we're going to do both sides. The right leg will come out straight. The left sole of the left foot is on the inner thigh. Now this is where immediately you might find that you have to adapt for your own body how it's feeling today. So it might be your foot doesn't get all the way to the knee, to the thigh. Doesn't matter, it's the intention. Get it as close as you find you can. If you find your knee is dangling up in the air but it feels uncomfortable, get a cushion or something, pop it under the thigh bone and allow it to rest at its edge. It might be that your leg gets to the ground, doesn't really matter. It might be that you feel really uncomfortable on your bottom, in which case again, tuck a pillow underneath your bottom if that's what you need to get yourself to a position that you can hold, because we will be holding it for 3 minutes. So don't get into it yet. This is the base posture. This is where your bottom half, this is what you need to adjust to get to. Then from here, the options are, you can do a little twist over the bent knee, look over the front knee. If you lift up and tilt your pelvis a little bit, it will help you when we're going to move forward. Put your hands on each side of your calf, and if you've got a sticky mat, they're quite good for, you can then draw yourself forward. Or it might be that that's where your forward is. Again, if you want, you can stick a cushion underneath to allow you to get to your edge and not feel like you're going to be moving beyond your edge. It might be that you can come down to getting your hands by your ankles. It might be you can get hold of your foot. It might be that you can get hold of your wrist beyond your foot. So that will be one option, to come forward. The other one, to add a twist into it. So you take your right arm and you put it down by the calf and get hold of the foot. Again, if you find your arms floating up a bit, that's fine. You can put something underneath it. Hold on to the foot and you first bring your shoulder up, because we're trying to get a twist. Bring your shoulder up and then raise your arm up and then bring your arm all the way over and see where you get to. It might be that you dangle here. It might be you can get hold of your toe. It doesn't really matter. It's wherever you can get to. So that's your options. Get your base right first, get where your bottom half of your body is, then you've got twist, straight forward over, or you can add a twist into it. So if you get yourself into position first for the base and pick where you want to go. Now remembering, you can always go deep into a posture and back out. Just because you've gone into a posture and then you've decided, oh dear, I've gone a little bit too far, it doesn't mean that you then have to stay there. It's your body, it's your yoga. So if you need to come out of a posture because you've gone too deep, that's absolutely fine. It's your body, so listening to your body. So eyes shut, cheeks and jaw soft, tongue resting in the mouth, lips barely touching. And explore your body for any points of tension, or perhaps an itch, or an irritation, a point of your body that is drawing you to it. And draw your breath as if you were drawing your breath into that exact point where it is, breathing into that exact point. If it's tension, see if when you breathe out, you can just release the tension. It might be that you can then sink a little bit deeper into posture. Or if it's an itch or an irritant, try repeatedly breathing into it. But if you feel you really have to scratch something or move yourself, then that's fine. Do it mindfully and with awareness. So you've done 1.5 minutes. So we're halfway through. So if at this point you'd like to try something deeper, just go for something deeper, that's fine. And allow gravity to have you. Notice any resistance you have to gravity, and with every breath out, allow yourself to drop deeper into the posture. Remembering to use your props if you need them. And feel your breath. Feel your breath in your belly. Notice your belly expanding and releasing. Notice where your belly touches on your body. Or notice the movement your belly causes in another part of your body. Do you feel your hips slightly moving with every breath in and out? Then draw awareness to your chest, to your ribs, and feel your ribs expanding and opening all the way around with every breath in, and releasing down with every breath out, like a balloon opening in every direction. And when the gong goes, just mindfully and carefully bringing yourself upright. And you can use your hands to bring your legs back into position, to move yourself. If your knees and your ankles are a bit annoyed with you for doing that, you can just move them, give them a wiggle, give them a shake, whatever you feel you need to do. And now we're going to go on to the other side. So this time it will be your left leg out and your right foot going to come in. The sole of your foot is on the inside of the thigh. Same options. You can give yourself a little bit of a twist. You can stay sitting up. You can see how far forward you get. You can add in the twist. So getting your base sorted, getting your legs sorted. And deciding where you'd like to go first. Noticing the difference between this side and the other. It can be quite a dramatic difference between one side and the other. Now, often with yin yoga, because we're holding ourselves in a posture for a length of time, our thoughts start to become invasive. Perhaps you're shouting at yourself, stop doing this, do something else, why are you doing it? It hurts, can't we move on to something else? Your mind is chattering, the chattering monkey of the mind. Can't stop it, but we can guide ourselves away from the awareness of the thoughts and allow the thoughts to just drift by. So imagining you were sitting by the bank of a river and your thoughts are like boats going down the river. Perhaps a large steamboat belching ugly fumes, a big nasty thought. Just let it wash by, watch it. Just watch it as it drifts down the river. Perhaps a smaller boat, another thought, and let it drift down. If you find you have a persistent thought that you just can't shake off, just hop onto it for a few seconds and then hop off again back to the bank of the river and watch them go by. You're halfway through now, so if you wish to go deeper, back off. And remember, whilst I've set the time, you have the body, so you are the only one that can say if you need to come out earlier. There's nothing wrong with coming out early. It's all about learning to listen to your body. So exploring this posture in this side, notice where you're feeling it. There isn't where it should be felt, it's where you're feeling it. Notice the thoughts come and go, drifting in and out. Breath soft and gentle. Gravity gently drawing you into the posture. And when the gong goes, bringing yourself up and do whatever you feel you need to do to allow yourself to feel neutral, to bring yourself back. So the next one is a full dragonfly. So give yourself a wiggle, get yourself ready. Some of us are born with a naturally bendy body. I'm not born with a natural bendy body. Any bendiness I've got, I've worked very hard to get. So the next one is a full dragonfly. So the legs are wide apart, or as wide as you can get them apart. So this is where bolsters and cushions can come in very handy. So have them by your side. I'll show you first. If you put your hands down and lift your pelvis and tilt it forward slightly, the head of your femur, the head of that big bone there, sits in the socket of your hip, and that just allows it to tip forward, because what we're tipping forward is through the pelvis first. Yin yoga is slightly different, and often we get into a posture with a straight back, and then once we get as far as we go, we then allow ourselves to fold into it. So again, I'll show you the options. Legs as wide as is comfortable for you. If that's really, you can't get your pelvis tilted forward, sit on a cushion. That's all you'll need, is a little bit of lift. If you lift it up, you'll find immediately you can feel more comfortable and you feel you can actually bend into the posture. So props are your friends. And then you're going to walk your hands forward. So it might be that that's where you get to. That's fine. It might be you can put your hands in, head in your hands. Might be you can get your hands down and perhaps fists. Or maybe once you've gone with a straight back, you can then curl your back over and see where you get to. But again, props are lovely. If you put that into, tuck it into your belly, you can get a nice stretch. You get the straight back, then bending into the posture, but you're nicely supported so you can get to your edge. So if you'd like to get yourself what props you need, and then bring your legs to your comfortable wide. So the first step is to find out if you need anything underneath your bottom. Right, off you go. Bring yourself into your dragonfly. So notice your first edge. Quite often we get to a point, and after a little while, a few breaths, even a minute or so, the muscles release the hold on the posture and you just sink deeper into posture. So just observe and see with this posture, does that start to happen? Or it might be you've gone in too deep and after a few breaths in a little while you're thinking, uh-oh, I've gone too far. That's fine, just back yourself up a little bit. Do not kill the instinct of the body for the glory of the pose. Do not look at your body like a stranger, but adopt a friendly approach toward it. Watch it, listen to it. Adopt a friendly approach. It's your body. Emotions often come up. We're working on meridian lines, and with the traditional Chinese medicine, your yin and yang organs are connected to emotions. So for instance, the lungs with grief, the liver with anger. So these meridian lines all pass through the pelvis. So when we're working on our lower body, we can be working different organs connected to the emotions. That's a traditional Chinese medicine way of looking at it. We all hold tension in different places, so it may be that by releasing the tension, the emotions that cause that tension to happen surface. Emotions are just visitors, visiting you. Allow them to bubble up and allow them to go away. And focus your attention back on your nose. Feeling the cool air as you draw in, the warm air as you breathe out. Let those emotions bubble up and let them go away. This is quite an intense posture, physically as well. We're almost there. You've only got 15 seconds left. So maybe you back off a little bit, or maybe you sink in deeper. And when the gong goes and you come out of this one, I strongly advise you use your hands to lift your knees together. You'll find they're not very willing to come together. So lifting your legs together. And if you bring your knees together and your feet together and you do little windscreen wipers, that's quite a nice way to come out of that one. Right, we're going to do a twist now, which is, there's lots of levels you can come into. Be aware if you've got back issues or shoulder issues, don't overdo it, your yoga. So what we will do, if I show you the position first, we start off in our hands and knees. So start off in your hands and knees. You may want to have something ready just in case you feel you need it. So start off in your hands and knees, and what we'll do is you will bring your left hand palm facing up, so you're moving towards the right. The elbow that's supporting you will bend as you slide the hand underneath. Now this is where you might want your pillow. Slide the hand underneath. If you're dangling quite far off, you can rest your shoulder on the pillow or more pillows. Or it might be when you get down, you'd like something underneath your head. You feel your head's uncomfortable. So have your pillow ready. And if you wait, before you get into posture, whilst I show you the options from here. So we can slide underneath, this elbow bends, and we've now got quite a twist going on. We can stay here, or you can bring this hand onto your back, and it is lifting and opening the shoulder more. Or it might be you can bring your hand behind you, and perhaps you can get hold of your thigh, or it just comes further around your waist. Doesn't really matter. So your options are to be padded up a little bit, to put your hand on your back, or bring your hand all the way around onto your thigh. So start off on your hands and knees. Put your left hand palm facing up and slide it underneath. And now decide where you'd like to go. You can stay there, or whether you'd like to put a little bit of a twist into it. So settling into your posture, finding your first edge. Notice your breath now. What's happened to your breath? Is it still smooth and calm? Has it become jagged? Your breath is your barometer to your body, to your emotions. If your breath starts to get a bit panting or a bit jagged and shallow, it's a sign you've pushed yourself too far. So just back off a little bit. Breath smooth and even. Bring awareness to your ribs in this position, in this posture. Feel your ribs expanding and condensing, opening and closing. And explore where else in your body you can feel your breath. Can you feel your breath in your shoulders? Do you feel any movement in your neck, in your head with your breath? Any small movements? Whilst we breathe into our lungs, our whole body breathes as we take the oxygen in on every cell and release the carbon dioxide. So see how far away from your chest and your belly can you feel the movement of your breath. Small movements as your whole body's breathing in and out. Releasing into the posture, melting into the posture. In Yin Yoga, we're trying to develop an attentive kindness to ourselves on all levels, listening to your body, being aware of your thoughts but not letting them control you, allowing the emotions to come and go, and focus yourself back on your breath. And when the gong goes, you're going to bring yourself back up to your hands and knees, as ungracefully as you wish. So you're just going to do a couple of cat-cows. So your knees underneath hips, wrists, elbows, shoulders, and just curving the back up, looking towards your belly, dropping the belly down, drawing the chest through. And just notice that feeling of coming out of the posture. Where do you feel it most? Now we're going to go in the other direction. So this time the right hand, palm facing up, bend the elbow, slide the hand underneath, and be aware of whether you need blocks or bolsters or cushions, and bringing your head down. And again, the choices are the same. You can keep your hand elbow bent, you can put it onto your back or bring it round towards your thigh. So getting yourself into posture. And reminding yourself, we do not use the body to get into the pose. We use the pose to get into the body. So where are you feeling it? Where can you notice it in your body? And reminding yourself that yoga is not a competitive sport. Not with yourself or with others. It's exploring your own body and seeing where you are today, where your limit is today, where your 96, 97% is today. Honour your body, listen to your body, feel your body breathe, explore the sensations in this posture, and see with every breath out whether you can just sink in a little bit further. Soften your eyes, soften your cheeks, soften your jaw, tongue resting in the mouth. Feel the breath at the tip of your nose as you're breathing in. Cool, warm as you're breathing out. Soften into posture. Release, relax. Your body is different from day to day, from hour to hour, from moment to moment. Accepting where you are right now, getting to your bearable but challenging edge, letting your muscles relax, let your muscles melt around your bones, breath smooth and free. And when the gong goes, unravelling yourself from posture. And bring yourself into your cat-cow. So up onto your hands and knees. And just arching the back up, and dropping the belly down. Just as often as you feel you need to do it. To loosen it up. So the next posture has many levels. The full posture is quite intense. Don't attempt it if you've never done it before. So this posture is called straddle in Yin Yoga. You may need to keep your bolsters with you. What I'll do first is I'll show you the full posture. If you can do it, that's lovely. If you can't do it, then I'll show you all the different modifications before you get down to it. So the full posture is knees just a bit wider than hips, feet slightly further out. You sit between your feet. You lift, tilt your pelvis, and that would be the full posture, but it's quite intense. I think it took me 10 years to do that one, but there's lots of options in between. So the first option is to have a bolster or cushions and do it with one leg. So one leg goes out and the other leg's tucked behind. The leg that's tucked behind, you'll be able to see it better there, the foot is to the side, so you're not sitting on the foot, it's to the side. And the bolster, so if your knees won't bend down, you can go as high as you like with the bolster. That's how we gradually get deeper into postures, is by practicing at a level at our edge, and it gradually gets further. So it might be you're going to have one leg out and one leg back. I will say when it's half time, so if you're doing it that way, you get a chance to swap over. Or it might be you think you want to do both, but your bottom is just not going to reach the ground. Again, it doesn't matter how many cushions you have underneath your bottom, that's absolutely fine. And from there, you can just bring your hands behind you if you want. Or if your bottom comfortably gets between your feet, so you should be able to see your feet at each side, you can put your hands behind you, or you can come down onto your elbows. Or if you lift your pelvis up and just tilt it a little bit, it might be that you'll be able to lie down on your back. And if you get onto the full posture on your back, you can put your arms over your head, you can do cactus arms, you can hold onto your elbows, or you can put your hands on your belly. So potentially a very intensive posture, but you need to listen to your body and work out what your body's going to do. So getting yourself into position and working out what's your position for this posture. Getting your props, getting yourself sorted. And I will tell you when it's halfway through, so if you're doing one leg, you can swap over. Remember, your body, your yoga. If you've gone too deep, just back up out of it. Your breath is your barometer, so listen to your breath. Smooth and even. So inviting you to count your breath in for 4, notice the pause, and out for 4. Notice the pause, so breathing in for 4, pause, out for 4, pause. Becoming as aware of the pauses of the breath in and out. Feeling the breath rise and fall, expand, condense, breathing in, pause, breathing out, pause. Coming up to the halfway point, so if you've got one leg, swap your leg over. If you've gone too intense, back off a little bit. There's no prizes in yin yoga. So now inviting you to count down from 6. So every out breath will drop you down. So starting off from 6, breathing in, breathing out. 5, off you go. There is no dignified way of coming out of this posture, and nobody can see you. So when the gong goes, whatever you need to do to unravel yourself out of this posture, get yourself out of posture. So unravel yourself. Maybe some cat-cows, maybe a down dog might feel nice. Whatever you feel you need to do to get yourself to feel nice and neutral. It's quite an intense posture you've just done. So the next posture I'll give you a minute just to get yourself feeling like your body's going to talk to you again after doing that. The next posture is called Happy Baby. Has to be one of my favourites. This is where you might need the tie or the strap. Again, as with yin, there's always lots of choices, so I'll talk you through the choices first. So with Happy Baby, we start off on our backs. Now, you can put one foot in the air and hold the outside of the foot and just hold one foot at a time, or you might feel that it's nice if you have the strap on because you can't quite reach your foot, and then you can hold onto the strap and you can bring your foot down. So you can do one foot at a time, so I'll tell you halfway through. Or you can do both feet. Now you can use one strap with both feet, just spread it over, but it's much easier if you've got two straps, or just do one leg at a time if you feel if you're needing to use a strap because you can't access your feet. So you can do one leg at a time, so I'll call you halfway through, or you get hold of the outside. I prefer the outside. Some people hold on to the inside or their big toe. It's up to you. The idea is the feet are sort of planted on the ceiling and they're aiming to get the elbows to the armpits. The tailbone curls up, that's absolutely fine. Head would be down, it's just because I'm chatting. So that would be the full one. But you can do one leg, you can use a strap. It's feet planting on the floor, up on the ceiling rather. Okay, so getting yourself into posture, choosing your props if you need them, and find your Happy Baby. I quite like gently rocking from side to side in Happy Baby. It sort of massages the lower back and brings out my inner child, I think. So in your Happy Baby posture, again, relaxing the jaw, the tongue, the eyes, the cheeks. Bringing your awareness to your breath. And this time, breathing in for 4 and breathing out for 6. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Feel the pause, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The breath, the body, the mind are intertwined. If we elongate our out breath, our mind and our body feel relaxed, because when we are feeling relaxed, we breathe out longer. So we elongate the exhale, we make the body and the mind feel relaxed. So taking your breath in deep into your belly and breathing out longer than the in. Just about halfway through, so if you've got one leg up, time to swap over. So Happy Baby is a lovely posture to explore how your body moves with your breath. Notice your hips, your pelvis, your thighs. Feel the movement with every breath. As you're breathing in and breathing out longer. And let go of controlling, elongating the out breath, and just let the breath be. Just watch it, let it rise and fall. Imagine it being like a wave on the ocean as you breathe in, rising up. Slight pause at the top as you breathe out, cascading down to the trough. Breathing in and out, feeling your whole body expand and release. Breath soft and gentle. And when the gong goes this time, hug your knees into your chest first, and then bring them down, give them, straighten them out, give them a good wiggle. Again, exploring the feeling of release from the posture. And when you're ready, if I meet you at seating position, I'm going to show you the next one. It's called Caterpillar. So Caterpillar is just legs out straight and folding forward. So this is where immediately we start putting some things in if we need them. If you need something underneath your bottom to help tilt that pelvis forward, which allows you to come forward more, because we've altered the angle of the pelvis, so you can put a pillow underneath there. You might want to put a pillow in your tummy because we're going to come forward. So it might be that you think, yep, that's where I'm going to go, that's where I'm going to stay. So bring yourself your props. So first we breathe in to get the length in our spine, and then we'll come forward with a straight back. So if you just watch first. So you breathe in to get the length, you breathe out with your straight back, and then just allow yourself to curl forward. Doesn't matter where the hands get. You might put your elbows onto your legs and rest your head in your hands. You might come a little bit further forward and put your forehead on your hands. It might be that you can get hold of your feet and come forward. You could try putting a strap on if you feel you just want a little bit of help, but make sure you're not pulling on the strap, because it's not about muscular tension. If you're just using the strap because you just can't quite get your feet, but you do want to come that little bit further forward, that's fine, but just make sure you're not dragging yourself down. So, sitting upright, feet out, and get yourself into your caterpillar. So rolling forward, straight back first, then allow yourself to curve forward, using any props that you need underneath your bottom to tilt you forward, and your belly to allow you to hold yourself at your edge. Now imagine the back of your ribs as if you had wings. So every breath in, feel the wings open, and every breath out, feel them furl back in. So feel those ribs opening up, breathing in, let your wings open up, breathing out, allow your wings to furl in. Feel the back of your ribs opening with every breath. Feel your wings furling and unfurling. Beautiful big wings. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring the awareness to the sides of your ribs. Feel the sides of your ribs moving. And bring your awareness to your breastbone, rising and falling, even in this curved forward position. Feel your breastbone rise and fall. Exploring where you're feeling the tension in this posture. If you need to put a little bend in your knees, that's fine. Exploring your edge, feeling your breath, moving your body. Feel yourself sinking down, letting gravity take you with every breath out. Releasing and relaxing. And when the gong goes, unfurl yourself to upright. And if you bring your arms behind you and puff your chest up a little bit, you might want to even lift your bottom up just getting a stretch in the opposite direction. So we're coming down now to the last 3 postures. So if the room's a bit cool, you might want to put something warm on. So lying on your back, we're going to do a simple twist to the side. I can talk you through it, or you can watch. We're going to just lie down, bring your knees towards the chest, put your right hand on your left knee, and draw that over to the side. You can put a block underneath or a pillow if you need to, but keep the shoulders on the ground. The left arm will go out and turn to look at the left arm. So if you get yourself into your twist, so starting on your back, knees towards your chest, and gently drawing your knees over towards the right. Shoulders on the ground, and if you want to, you can look towards the left hand, or just put your head wherever it feels comfortable. Draw your awareness to your sense of hearing, to your ears, exploring the sounds around you, moving from sound to sound. And bringing your awareness to your eyes, eyes gently shut, lids barely touching. And see what colours and shapes, what movie show your eyes are prepared for you. Maybe you see shapes and patterns you can recognise. Just watching your vision with your eyes shut. Draw your awareness to your nose, to your sense of smell. If you can notice any smells or an absence of smell. Feeling the cool air as you breathe in, the warm air as you breathe out. Any sensations of smell. And draw your awareness into your mouth. Notice the moisture in your mouth, your tongue resting in your mouth. Any tastes, textures of your mouth, exploring the sensations in your mouth. Bring awareness to your skin exposed to the air. Perhaps it feels slightly cooler. Your skin covered by the clothing you're wearing, or the blanket you've got on yourself, the texture, the points of tightness. Feeling your whole skin. And when the gong goes, drawing your knees to centre and allowing your knees to drop over into the other direction. Draw your knees up to centre. And this time it'll be left hand on right knee and gently draw it over. It might be that you can go further on this side or not as far, so have your props ready to pop underneath you. Bring awareness to the points of contact with the ground. Your legs, your hips, your ribs, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your head. Notice the point of contact with the ground and allow yourself to be supported by the ground. Release and relax and let the ground support you. With every breath out, releasing any tension left. Breathing in, breathing out, and release. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Feeling your legs heavy, your feet heavy, your hips, your chest, shoulders, your arms, your head. Feeling heavy, heavy, sinking down into the ground, being supported by the ground. Breath smooth and even. Body soft and relaxed. And when the gong goes, drawing your knees up to centre and lie yourself down on your back, ready for Shavasana, the final posture. If you find lying on your back too uncomfortable, if you bend your knees slightly, you can put a bolster or a cushion underneath your knees, which often just takes a bit of tension off the lower back. Or you can do the posture we did at the beginning, the resting posture, where the knees are mat width apart and the knees drop together. Sorry, the feet are mat width apart, the knees drop together. So lying on your back, whatever you need, if you need a pillow under your head, a blanket over you, need some socks on to keep your feet warm. So settling yourself down into Shavasana. So take a nice, slow, deep breath in. Hold it for a moment and then slowly exhale through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Eyes shut, lips gently shut. Bring awareness to the top of your head. Sense or imagine a feeling of relaxation beginning to spread down from the top of your scalp. Let the muscles in your forehead and temples relax. Allow your eyes to relax. Let your cheeks and jaw soften. This peaceful feeling flows down your neck and deep into the muscles of your shoulders, soothing them and releasing them. This peaceful feeling flows down through your arms, relaxing and soothing all the way to the tips of your fingers. As your body relaxes, your mind relaxes, thoughts weightless, like wisps of cloud on a breeze. This peaceful sensation flows through your chest, your tummy, feeling it rise and fall as you breathe. Turn your attention to your back and feel this relaxing sensation flowing all the way down the curves of your spine. Relax your bottom, your thighs, your knees, your calves, ankles, feet, toes, whole body, soft and relaxed. Become aware of your body lying on the mat. Visualize yourself lying on the mat. Visualize yourself where you are, the props around you, maybe others in the room. Bring awareness to your fingertips and your toes and start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring movement to your wrists, your ankles. Take a nice deep breath as you draw your arms above your head, draw your feet out, full body stretch, tips of toes to tips of fingers. Hug your knees in tight, get a little rock from side to side, put your hands on your knees and do circles in one direction, the other. And then allow yourself to just fall gently over to your right side, curled up. And take a moment to congratulate yourself for taking time to nurture body, heart and soul with the practice of yoga. Then using your hands, bringing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And in the tradition of yoga, we'll say to each other, Namaste. Namaste. Thank you very much.